Take me into kind of coming back from the injury, and how confident were you that you could perform like you did tonight after missing last week?
I definitely felt very confident, and I would say a lot of that goes to Ron Corson and the whole medical staff and the training staff. We've been rehabbing 3 times a day. They've done so much and brought so many things in, and specific for my injury and what we could have done. And they did so much. I've had muscle, pulls and tears and strains and all that before. I've never had one heal this fast and feel as good as it does right now.
JT, after seeing Stetson throw it downfield so much last week, and I know you threw behind the last scrimmage a lot against Clemson, different game plan. Was it the kind of building on what Stetson did last week with throwing the ball downfield so much?
A lot of it is just taking what the defense gives us and what Coach Monken calls. At the end of the day, I have, Coach gives me input for what I want to run and what I like. And if there's anything I see specifically that I want to go in and attack, for this week, I think this defense was similar schematically to UAB in a couple of areas. I think they, and I give South Carolina a lot of credit. I think that's a really good football team. They play fast, they play hard, they play disciplined, they do what they do and they do it well. They weren't busting coverages. They were where they were supposed to be. I think they were well coached. But schematically, I think they were a little similar to UAB and a lot of the things that, we took advantage of against UAB, I think we were able to take advantage of today. So no, I wouldn't say it had anything to do with the last week in terms of, what we did. I would say it had to do in terms of how we chose to attack this week.
We'll next go to Mike Griffith, followed by Brandon Sudge.
Yeah, JT, I know you said a lot of it's taking what the defense gives. Still, how big was it to be able to get those perimeter receivers going and have Kieras back in the rotation?
Yeah, it was great to have 10 back. We've missed him and I've missed him. In terms of taking when I say take what the defense gives us, to me, a one-on-one matchup where we can take a chance at a deep ball is taking what they're giving us. If they're going to give us one-on-one without a safety in the way to, make it a 2-on-1, to me, that's giving us, something. One-on-ones, I think, are not 50-50s with AD and Jermaine. I think they're 80-20s. And the biggest thing that they understand with me is that I told them I'll throw it to you 4 times in a row. I'll throw you a jump ball 4 times in a row. Don't let it get picked. And I trust them. I trust that they're not going to let the other team come down with it. So when they get one-on-one, to me, you're giving me a chance. And I like that chance with the guys that we have.
Is there an update on Sherrod and then Seth?
Hey, JT, can you take me over these last couple of weeks? I mean, can you tell me when you kind of felt like you could come back to play? Could you have stood it up last week if you needed to? And what was kind of the process like of getting yourself back into a spot to
Yeah, I think I'm good. Gotcha. The last few weeks have been very rehab heavy. Just focused on, could we have thrown a lot more last week? Yeah, probably. Would that make sense with a muscle injury? No. So, we've been very focused on, let's rehab it as much as possible. See if you're good to go Saturday. I did suit up last Saturday. I felt pretty good throwing in warmups, but having not practiced as much as normal, Coach made the decision to go Stet and Carson. And then this week, we started to get back into it. And then, I felt really good to go by game time and, I went.
We'll next go to Anthony Dasher, followed by Paul Newberry.
Hey, JT, good to see you. Not to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything, but does the offense feel like it maybe left some points on the field in the second half? And was it a little bit disappointed that maybe the offense didn't finish as strong as it started?
I think we should have. It's something that, I'm always going to look on film before I say anything, before I make any claims. I have, thoughts and feelings based on that. I don't really think it was an effort thing as much as it was an attention to detail thing. In the second half, we don't have quitters and players that are saying, take me out of the game, when we're up by a good margin. What first comes to me is that there was an execution error on my part through an interception. We had with Kendall fumbled. I didn't get to see the play, so I don't know anything about it. Small execution things, and that's what we did so well in the first half was we executed on third down. We had 11 players executing on third down, and that's why we converted 3 third downs on a 90-yard drive for a touchdown. and we just didn't do that well enough is my initial reaction, but I'll, see more when we watch film.
Hey Stetson, how you doing? I'm Stetson. JT.
Say what?
No, wait a minute, wrong week.
Threw me off for a second.
But I was going to ask you, watching Stetson last week throw 5 touchdowns, obviously fans see that and they're like, oh, should somebody, they be sharing the job? Should Stetson get more playing time? What are you thinking when you're watching his performance last week and what impact it might have on you?
The first thing is we're pumped for him. Everyone in the quarterback room, when I say we, I mean me, Carson, Brock, Jackson, but I mean really the whole quarterback room. It's amazing the quarterback room that we have. From the outside, I think a lot of people see the quarterback as, obviously the premier position. You can only play one, and everybody's always, every quarterback's dying to, be that guy. Does everyone in that room want to play every game? Yeah, obviously. But I think we have 4 scholarship, really team-oriented, team-first guys. When Stetson, me, Carson, and Brock are all watching for specific things, and the same things happening when I'm in. So it's not something that really even crosses my mind. I let coach make the decision on who's going to play and when. They don't pay me to make that decision, so I really don't spend much time thinking about it. And happy for Stetson when he plays great. He's happy for me when I play great. We're all happy for Carson when he plays. It's just a good quarterback room that's more concerned with winning than who's getting the shine.
Next, we'll go to Chip Towers, followed by Dean Legge.
Yeah, JT, I was just wondering if you could expound a little bit on that third downs. Really incredible. 9 of 12 today, I think. And just talk about your process on third down. There were some pretty tough throws, tight coverage on some of those.
We were 9 of 12. Wow, that's really good. And yeah, similar to what I said earlier, it was 11 players executing. I definitely did my job when we execute on third down. But what we did, in special is AD hit his full route depth, something he's been working on. He did it every single route tonight. We did a great job with pointing out who the mic is and mic and protection and getting situated. And there wasn't pressure issues. There was no unblocked man. We did a great job holding up, and I had plenty of time on third down. Running backs did great. Really, everybody did a great job in terms of executing their job. Nobody tried to do too much, and nobody did not enough. And that's what happens when you do that on third down. It's definitely toughest to do on third down. When you have a certain yard you have to get, especially when you're in third and long. But when 11 players execute, that's what it looks like. Route depth, quarterback on time, line protection, everything.
Hey, JT, I wanted to ask, when did you know that you're relatively healthy enough to play? And how do you know that this won't sort of come back with the type of injury it's been?
Okay, so both questions. First, I'd say throughout the week, this week I felt a lot better, significantly better than I had before. And a lot of that comes with just rest, with muscle injuries. And how do I know it won't come back is because I trust Ron, and I trust Connor Norman. I trust, everybody in that training room. I don't think they're going to lead me astray. They're not going to throw me out when, it's not right for me and my body. They've never done that, and I don't think they ever will do that. So if they say I'm good to go, I'm good to go.
We have time for 2 more questions. We'll go to Allison Mastrangelo, followed by Jake Rowe.
Hey, JT, 2 quick questions. One, it looked like you were taken out briefly when Stetson came in. What was the reason for you being taken out? And also, what was just experiencing 92,000 Sanford Stadium at night for you? Just what was this like for you tonight?
Okay, so first on the initial decision with Stet going in, that was just coach's decision. I believe he felt both quarterbacks had earned playing time. And it's really not something that's very rare in college anymore either, is that when you have a lot of confidence in multiple quarterbacks, you try them out and, you see different angles and how things are working. But really that's not my, that was not my decision. That's a coaching decision. And, when Stet's in, I'm pulling for Stet and I'm telling him what I'm seeing, and when I'm in, he's doing the same thing. In terms of Sanford with 92,000, it's awesome. It was fun. I really never had experienced like a true, where I never believed in a home field advantage too much until I saw like a real SEC, like hearing that when the other team's on third down, like it's something else. Like I would hate to play against us with Sanford and what we do. It was a really good time. I just love getting to experience it.
JT, a guy that I understand that we're very close with and was very close to this program. Trevor Moad passed this week, and I just kind of wanted to know, were you thinking about him coming into this game, and what was the conversation with Kirby like? Because I know those two are very close as well.
Yeah, that was a huge deal when that happened. I had to walk out of meetings for a while and kind of process it. Trevor was one of my best friends. I've been very close with him since I was a 7th grader, 8th grader, and what he's done for me and so many other people. I feel nothing but gratitude for him and the person he was, and what he was able to do for me. Everything that I talk about when I talk about concepts, or when I talk about staying neutral, there are just so many other things that when I get asked questions, I answer media honestly, and everything comes from what I've learned from Trevor. Him passing, I know he'd been going through stuff, but just the kind of guy he was, he wouldn't tell anybody. And it's crazy. I was tearing up in the locker room watching the last video Trevor sent me, and he used to he had his video team and him send me videos before every game. It's crazy to me that I won't get a new one, but it puts a lot of things in perspective for me, and I really got to appreciate him for everything he was and for everyone he impacted.
Thanks, JT. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay.